If you even talk to a girl, you're a simp. Oh, you're such a cool, special, inspirational person. I love your posts. And if she's a real fucking attention thought, she'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much, right? You definitely could do better. I can for sure tell you, unless she was a fucking 10 out of 10, if you're honest and it may look like you're a simp to anyone else, but you were just super honest with your intentions, I think that's more manly in the end. Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlscheese.com, here to tell you you're a fucking simp. If you even talk to a girl, you're a simp. If you like girls, you're a simp. If you even think of a girl, you're a fucking simp. So, yeah, okay. Are you a simp? Now, what are the criteria for what makes a simp a simp? It's famous now because of the PewDiePie video, and then we had the iDubbbz YouTube controversy. I like to stay away from that stuff, and even in the future, if I do become big, I mean, I'll do commentary videos, but I don't want to be involved in any fucking YouTube drama. That shit is just, oh, it's toxic. It's so bad. Because there's so much context you don't know about someone. I mean, letting your girl do an OnlyFans, you know, that's, never mind. Again, I'm not gonna get involved in the drama. I know why it's becoming a popular word now. Everyone's gonna abuse it, just like, you know, when cuck started being a word, everyone, you know, every little thing, you're a cuck, you're a cuck. Beta, before that, got overused, you know. If you send a girl a smiley face, you're a fucking beta, and you know, if you're not a fucking psychopath who shows zero emotion, you're a fucking beta. Okay, people are misunderstanding the word of what a simp is. Is it a real thing? Are a lot of guys simps? Yes, duh. But what are the requirements to classify someone as a simp? And the only reason you should be worried about calling anyone a simp or being called a simp is because you don't want to be one, and it can help you to recognize what is simp behavior. But there is a point where you start to conflate simp with maybe tactical beta-ness. Maybe that's not a really good way to put it, but I'll explain. But okay, so what is a simp? Because you don't want to be one, right? Oh, let me fucking define it. Okay, a simp is a man who puts himself in a subservient position to a woman in order to get pussy. It's the only reason he's doing it. There is no other reason why. Or if not pussy, then a lower form of that, which is her attention, even just a smile. He's putting himself in a subservient position. Now, if you really wanted to define it in the extreme, I mean, the joke I made earlier, if you approach a girl, you're a simp. To some extent, if you're extending yourself and approaching a woman, whether you compliment her or not, you could just walk up and be like, hi, in the most manly fucking sup, right? You could define that as a simp because you're risking your own rejection and self-esteem in order to get pussy. But obviously that's a stupid fucking extreme example that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But you could logically come to that conclusion. And the only way to not be a simp is not, you know, be involved with women at all. There might be some validity to that thought in the extreme, because I always take like the Buddha as like my prime example of what a man is. And he's just like, fuck all those hoes, you know, even one attachment is bad, you know, and maybe he had a point to an extent. Because you don't ever want to compromise, and you don't want to ever submit to a woman, but to some extent, you're giving up your time for a woman. So maybe you are a simp if you ever talk to a girl, you know, but let's be realistic here, okay? I mean, the Buddha was the fucking most alpha to ever exist, but let's be serious. Okay, so what are some criteria for being a simp? Paying for an escort, you're a simp. Subscribing to her OnlyFans. I mean, if you want to subscribe to a porn channel because it's super high quality, you go ahead and do that. I mean, there's tons of free porn, but hey, maybe you want to. But if you're like subscribing to a very specific girl, all right, that's pretty simp, because you're simping specifically for her, right? But if you buy some Pornhub Premium, I know it's free right now because Pornhub's awesome and they want to take care of the world and make sure we don't all go crazy from. I mean, it would be a good time for everyone to know fat, but I think everyone would lose their fucking mind, you know. But if you're paying for a woman in any way, except for if you're flying a girl out or you're flying to go see a girl, I mean, you need to be careful about that. But I've flown girls out to see me, and I had a fucking amazing time. So, you know, if you have the money, you can do it. But I'm talking about you're paying I didn't pay for sex, I just paid for the opportunity to see her, right? Because if you go by that definition, even paying for a girl's dinner is simping, right? But if your only method of getting a girl is to use money, then you're having a problem. If you pay for the opportunity to meet a girl by, I don't know, traveling to another country, because you want to go to Romania or Ukraine or fucking Norway or whatever, what kind of Japan, whatever kind of girls you like, right? You're paying or you're paying to get in the club. You're paying for access. But if you're specifically paying a woman in order to get attention or sex, that's simping. I mean, I know some guys who are pretty alpha and they've paid for sex in the past, but first of all, it's illegal in most situations, so definitely can't recommend it. But I would definitely recommend it just because you don't want to be a simp either. So paying, that's obvious. Pretending to be a girl's friend. I have female friends, but it's basically just I'm their friend because either I did fuck them, but then I don't want something further, or I tried to fuck them and didn't work out, but I enjoy their company enough that if I do hang around them, obviously, I'm gonna, respect boundaries. But she knows that I want to fuck her, and I never was afraid to show that. But what I'm talking about is pretending to be a friend. Like, I'm just pretending to have non-sexual interest in you because that's my only way to get your trust and to lower your guard. So then maybe I have a chance to, or I'll make you fall in love with me. That's simping. You fucking want to dick her down. Don't even fucking pretend. No, I just, I like spending time with her. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You just want to fuck her. You're specifically hiding your dick to be her friend. Whereas if you're a real man, you can be friends with girls, obviously, but you don't want to spend too much time with them because why? When you could be spending time with a girl who's sucking your dick. I mean, spend time with a girl who doesn't suck your dick or spend time with a girl who's just as cool as her, but she sucks your dick. It's kind of like, do you want $100 or 10? You're going to take 100 every time, right? But the guy who, the real man is honest with his intentions. Like, I want to fuck you. All right, obviously you don't want to fuck me. That's cool. I'll respect those boundaries, duh. But you're gonna know that if you say, hey, all right, fine, I'll suck that dick, you're gonna be like, all right, and you were open about that from the beginning. But these are the guys who pretend to be her friend to get pussy, and they're very fucking lame. Next, we have attention simps. So these are guys who will consistently give attention to girls who are not giving anything in return. There's gonna be girls out there who you're immediately not gonna seduce them. Now, some would say, drop them and move on. And I would say in most scenarios, that's a good case. But in some instances, you might just be friends on Instagram and you send a DM every once in a while. Maybe she sends a DM, you ask her out, but maybe she's, she friend zones you because you're a fuckboy. We'll get to that in a second of like how sometimes like beta behavior can actually like work. I'll explain that. But what I'm talking about is not you're working on her situation where there's actually something to work with. She's interested, but she's playing games, or maybe she has a boyfriend, even though I don't recommend going after girls with boyfriends anymore. Or you're in some sort of back and forth scenario where she's not quite ready to go out with you, but there's some interest there, and maybe you respond to a story of hers on Instagram, or you send her a text every couple months, just check in, hey, how are you? Okay, you're not simping with attention. It takes 10 seconds to send a text. What I mean is, and I don't even know how these guys exist, right? Because they're not in my circles, but they do exist because I see them on Instagram or on YouTube. They are going to like every post that bitch has. He's gonna leave a comment like, oh my God, you're such a smart, intelligent, cool person. And she's like the most basic bitch ever, but he's just posting that because she's got a fat. It's so funny when guys like, some Instagram thought will put like a fucking bio that she thinks is deep, like, oh, I just think it's so good to be in a positive, like the most like a fifth grader could come up with the philosophical maturity of her post, right? But all of a sudden she's the most deep person ever, like, oh, you're such a cool, special, inspirational person. I love your posts. And if she's a real fucking attention thought, she'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much, right? And he'll feel validated, like, oh my God, my dream crush responded. I'm so alpha, right? That's what I'm talking about. The guys who are liking every fucking post, commenting on every post, following her in every way that, he can without being a fucking stalker. Instagram is basically legalized stalking if you think about it. But the person is consenting by posting all of their shit publicly for everyone to see, so, But yeah, attention simps, where they think somehow that just watching her Twitch streams or texting her, if it's not social media, texting her all the time. And a lot of girls fucking lead this shit on because they'll respond. They're like, well, he's just a friend. You're a dumb bitch. You fucking know that he wants the dick. So some girls will definitely like passively encourage it, but you're still a simp if you're giving her way too much attention and she's not giving anything in return, okay? So paying, pretending to be friends, attention simps, just beta behavior where you have no fucking balls to you. Like, you know, at least you're genuinely trying to like seduce her, but you're doing it in such a like, hey, wanna go out this weekend with my friends? And you're dragging her to the club and you're just with her the entire time and you're like, hey, what's up, you want a drink? Oh my God, how are you doing? And just, you're fucking hovering around her and she's obviously not interested, right? There's nothing wrong with maybe putting in a little work for a girl, but like, again, ideally you don't want to, but I'm talking about the guy who just plays the beta. And he might not even be pretending to be a friend. He's going for it, but he's fucking terrible at it, okay? That's simping. You could have an X situation. So maybe you did fuck her. Maybe, you know, sometimes simps succeed, sometimes betas succeed, but you smashed that one time, right? Or maybe she was an ex-girlfriend and then you lost it and you just fucking, sometimes it's even worse that you fucked her one time because you know that you did it once and maybe you can do it again and you're gonna spend the next few fucking months and years chasing back after that pussy. She's such a special person. No, you just fucking liked smashing that pussy. That is also simping, where you definitely could move on. So guys who are still in love with their ex, that's simping. You definitely could do better. I'd for sure tell you, unless she was a fucking 10 out of 10, looked like a fucking Victoria's Secret model and also had a great personality and wasn't just some basic ass bitch, like actually had some like value to her life. She's a doctor or something fucking cool. You can do better, okay? At a certain point, you're just smashing 10s, but 99% of you, you're fucking not, okay? So you're a simp if you're chasing after your ex because you could do better and you should have some respect for yourself and move on. That's simping, okay? What is simping not? Simping is not being nice. You can be nice to women, okay? But if you're being nice at the expense of your own self-respect or she's not giving you that respect in return, then you're simping. And then also you have this one scenario, because I've done it, and it definitely like sometimes can be on the edge. How do we want to put this? Okay, tactical niceness, because I want to put, I'm gonna get fucking trolled for this, but I don't care. Okay, so there is one exception to this, and this is when you are such a fuckboy. Like, you're very obvious about your fuckboy nature. You're not hiding the fact that you wanna fuck. You do fuck a lot of girls. You're a tough guy, you got your life mission, your passion, you're grinding, you know, you're always improving yourself. Okay, for all accounts, you're an alpha. But there's some instances where, because the frame that you came at her with in the beginning was a bit too much of fuckboy, she puts up this wall. She likes you because she's texting you. She's obviously interested in you. She told you at one point she thinks you're hot. She was interested in meeting with you, but at some point maybe you just went too far fuckboy, and maybe she even expressed that to you. Now, you shouldn't chase after that girl, right? But if you're a player, you know, you've got your stocks invested in so many other girls, right? This is just one avenue, right? And for some reason you want to fuck her. It's a challenge to yourself. She's super hot, whatever it is, okay? So 99% you've got alpha going on. In this one instance, there's some times when, because you're such a fuckboy, you might need to be a little bit more nice than maybe you usually would be, because you need to show her that there's something more to you than just that you want to fuck. Now, this line is very fuzzy, and sometimes I've definitely noticed even I maybe devolved into simp behavior. There's tons of text message screenshots out there of me being a lame motherfucker, right? I could get fucking clowned in a second, right? I've definitely been a beta and a simp at some point in history, and I'm not afraid to admit that, okay? And sometimes it was warranted, where it was just good game, right? It was just tactical niceness. It's like I went above and beyond being nice, but I already was so alpha and cool in so many other ways that it kind of balanced out. And for most guys watching this, don't. But if you're like an extreme fuckboy and you're a player and you're just pimping out all the time, there can be scenarios where you can be really nice. You can express your feelings like, hey, you know what? I kind of get the sense that you think I'm a fuckboy. And she's like, yeah, I definitely think you are too. And you're like, look, I am, but I do like you in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying I'm gonna get on my knees and propose to you, but I definitely do like you beyond just a one night smash. And if that's honest, then you're not you're not lying for the sake of getting pussy. You're just being really honest. But this line is very fuzzy. and how you express yourself and to what extreme you express yourself definitely can slip over into simping territory. But if you're a pimpin' dude and there is a time when maybe you want to express yourself a little bit more and be a little bit nicer and maybe put in a little bit more effort with this girl to get the pussy, okay, that's game, right? But make sure you're not crossing that line to now you're losing your own self-respect. Honesty is very powerful. I'd say honesty beats anything, anytime. If you're honest and it may look like you're a simp to anyone else, but you were just super honest with your intentions, I think that's more manly in the end because you're gonna learn your lessons a lot quicker because you were honest about your feelings, because you weren't pretending to not care. You're just totally open yourself up. And I've seen those guys, me as one of them, I actually get more success in the end because I was willing to be honest, even at the fear of maybe if someone were to see how the dick sucking went down, the seduction went down, they'd be like, oh, that was simp. But I knew in the context, it worked because she was sucking my dick at the end of it because I was willing to show a side of myself that balanced my alpha nature, okay? But with that exception excluded, don't lose your self-respect. Don't put yourself in a subservient position to be a simp. Don't pay for anything, and don't chase after girls who are showing no interest. Play the game, but don't go too far, because really no girl's worth it. You can just fucking replace them. Don't chase them, replace them. Biggie Smalls, great fucking guy. Great guy, cool guy, good music. Okay, cool. So don't be a simp, you're a simp, I'm a simp, we're all simps. Just kidding, you're a bitch, I'm not, because I'm Poppy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlchase.com. Don't overuse this simp shit and call everyone a simp. It's gonna be the new thing now. It'll go away in a year when everyone realizes they're fucking stupid. But yeah, that's what a simp is, and this is what a simp isn't in the instance where you're a fuckboy and you just show a little bit of nicer, slightly beta simp qualities, but it fucking works because you get the pussy, but you didn't lose your self-respect. So think with your head, use the word correctly. Don't fucking troll everyone with this new fucking buzzword. Okay, cool. Follow me on Instagram. Buy everything in the description below. Stalk my Instagram and put thirsty ass comments if you're a girl. If you're a girl, you can simp all you want. I would appreciate your simping. Makes me feel fucking good. Simp in my DMs, ladies. Yeah, cool. What else? Forget. Buy my shit. And girls, you can buy my shit, even if it's not gonna help, right? You should still simp for me. And you're a queen if you... I'm thinking about that video of the TikTok girl, you know, the what was it, the boomer. Okay, boomer. Like, did you see that? Oh my god, she's actually kind of hot, you know. I'd definitely fuck her. I bet she's into some nasty shit. But what she was explaining in her video on Twitch, and she was telling the guys worshiping girls is okay and simping is okay because that's what kings do. I was like, what a fucking stupid bitch. Oh my god. But it's the natural role of women to be submissive. So if you girls want to buy my products just because you want to support me in the long-term hopes of possibly fucking me, it won't work. I'm not saying buying my products is going to help you suck my dick, but I do appreciate simping from women because that's the natural order of things where the man is the man. He's aggressive sometimes, but he's the man, and the women are like, oh, Bobby. So I appreciate your simping, ladies. Please do it. Again, follow me on Instagram. Okay, cool. Go fuck yourself. Bye. You're a simp. Never talk to a girl ever. Only fuck the homies. And even then, you're a faggot. I just can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say Okay. And maybe to some extent, like, there is some validity to that because... validity, Jesus Christ. I'm a simp because I can't enunciate my fucking words.